Hi guys, this is Kimmy Yanks and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today is Friday morning and here I am in Novotel Aachen City in Germany, and this is the start of the Friday vlog of the 2023 Belgian Grand Prix weekend, the latest addition to my Motorsport Weekend series on my YouTube channel. Well, this is the second race that I get to be at, thanks to the Almighty and Ferrari and Scuderia Ferrari, of course, in 2023. And after what was a really eventful and action-packed Spanish Grand Prix, Belgium was my next destination. So here I am. Well, the unique thing about this Belgian Grand Prix weekend is that this year the Belgian Grand Prix is going to be a sprint weekend. So what do I mean by that? Well, there is a massive change in the schedule, and on the Friday we actually have free practice one, like we always do on any other conventional race weekend, followed by the qualifying session, which actually decides the grid for the Sunday race. So the qualifying, which was usually held on Saturday afternoon, gets preponed to a Friday afternoon, and that is when we actually have the F1 qualifying for the Grand Prix. Come Saturday of a sprint weekend, we have the Saturday sprint qualifying, which happens as the first Formula 1 session of the day, followed by the F1 sprint race, which basically lasts over a distance of 100 kilometers. And since Spa is almost a 6.8 kilometer long track, I am guessing it will be about 13 to 14 laps of race distance that we get to see here in Spa-Francorchamps. And then, of course, you come to a Sunday, which is actually the hallmark event, the showstopper, the main show. That's the Belgian Grand Prix. So, what is so different about the sprint weekend? As in, what is sprint qualifying and what is the sprint race? Well, that I will all cover in the Saturday vlog. But this is all about the Friday vlog. I actually am running short on time because my transfer to the circuit is almost at the hotel to pick me up, so I need to keep it short and quick. So yes, this is going to be an interesting day because it's raining outside, and the prediction for the weather is that it's going to be the same throughout the day. Spa is like that. You have inclement weather, you have sun in one sector of the circuit, and then you have another sector that's completely wet from all the rain that's coming over the mountains. So yeah, it's a very interesting circuit to be at. Also, at the same time, there will be a little bit of a mixing up in the grid, I feel, because of the inclement weather. We've seen that in the past this year, and I am guessing this will happen again in this weekend too. Max Verstappen has a gearbox penalty. He has a 5-place grid drop, which should hopefully, I can't say stall him because such has been his dominant run of form in 2023. But yeah, it will not exactly assist him in running away with the accolades come Sunday. So he's actually taken the 5th gearbox, one extra out of his allocation. So that's what is going to be a bit of a hassle for the Dutchman. Other than that, well, I'll try and cover as much as I can on a Friday. The plan is to even go to the fan village, to the paddock, to the support race paddock, and yeah, show you guys a couple of things that I have not shown you in the past. If you guys have not seen the Friday vlogs, or rather the 2022 Belgian GP blog or vlog, I'll be leaving the links. You can actually go to the top right hand side corner of this video and visit the vlogs there. I hope you guys enjoy whatever I'm bringing before you, and I'm really excited about this weekend. McLarens are a lot closer. The Ferraris are very much in the hunt. Mercedes seems to have found some sort of form in the last couple of races. So I'm guessing Red Bull will not be winning or running away with all the accolades this weekend. But anyways, we'll all know and time will reveal all in its due course. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy the content that's coming your way. Let's leave for the 2023 Belgian Grand Prix. Welcome to a rainy Friday morning at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. Well, it's not a surprise because this is Belgian weather for you. In fact, my phone camera just went out of focus, so I'm just turning this around, and this is the Ferrari F1 Club for all you guys to see. I was not able to talk much coming into the circuit. I was with my journalist friend who is also FI accredited from India, and we were having quite a nice chat, but also the rain was causing a lot of havoc while coming in. And right now we actually have the F3 practice session going on, soon to be followed by the F2 practice session. And yes, I will talk more about getting into the circuit and out. But very quickly, we came in from La Source. For those of you who have not seen my vlogs from last year, from the 2022 Belgian Grand Prix, I'll be leaving the links in the top right hand corner so you can actually have a look at that. Anyways, very quickly showing you, this is the Ferrari F1 Club with all the tables laid out for the team guests. Of course, it's not just the guests of the team that are here, they're also the sponsor guests and some of the sponsors and the associations that Ferrari has globally as well as locally. So you have local sponsors, event specific sponsors, and then you've got a sponsor for the entire season as well. That's where my seat is. In fact, I was carrying a few gifts for some of my friends here in the Paddock Club, so my hands were full as well from that. And yeah, this is how the Paddock Club looks. I will do a quick walkthrough of the Paddock Club like I always do on a Friday later in the day. And there is a little bit of activity that will be happening in the Ferrari F1 Club itself. So yes, more on that later, but I'll see you guys again soon. Guys, this is going to be the F1 Paddock Club walkthrough. I actually have my camera lens, my phone camera on an ultra wide mode, and this is actually the terrace. And as you can see, it's raining and I'm getting a little wet, but anyways, need to continue shooting, so the walkthrough starts here. This is the start of the Paddock Club, and then as we walk through, quickly showing you guys all the different partner lounges as well as the team hospitality and the shared hospitality units. So this is the Global Partners Lounge, which basically has all the partners of Formula 1 and their guests here. So you've got Qatar Airways, you've got MSC Cruises, you've got the other channel partners, names of whom I can't really remember unfortunately. I'm sorry for that. This is the paddock, and right at the back you've got Eau Rouge and Radillon, and then onto the Camel Straight right at the back. That's the F1 Fan Village. I'll see if I can make my way down there later in the weekend. And those are of course the motorhomes and the hospitality units. Walking further on, we have first up the most successful team in Formula 1 and the most decorated team of course, and the most loved team of course. That's Ferrari, Scuderia Ferrari F1 Team. Let me get it right. And followed by the reigning world champions, constructors as well as drivers. That's Oracle Red Bull Racing. We've got all the insignias that Max has earned over the last 2 years, as well as Sebastian Vettel with his quadruple world championships to his name. Moving further on, we'll be going on to the next section of hospitality units. But first, these are the set of food stations that are going to service these two hospitality units. The Global Partner Lounge already has food stations inside the lounge itself. Unfortunately, I can't go there because I don't have an access to it. But yes, going further on, we've got F1 experiences. That is F1's proprietary experience and hospitality offering. There we've got Will, ex-Williams mechanic and now an expert host in the F1 Paddock Club. More on that later. And this again is another global partner suite here. Well, if this is the global partner suite, then I think that must be the circuit hospitality guests. Anyways, they're all spread out. But here you can actually see all the units and the layout of the Paddock Club here. It's all majorly on one level. And walking further on, we have McLaren. Again, a very successful team. The team that I actually fell in love with earlier in my early years of Formula One following, with Mika Häkkinen and then of course Kimi Raikkonen, the flying fins that McLaren brought into the sport. And then you've got another shared hospitality space for Spa GP. So and then of course while we're walking through, we have food stations on either side to cater to our guests, like I said before. Continuing further on, we have the club suite. Now, for those of you who are not aware of what the club suite is, well, we have some teams that don't really have too many guests for a certain race weekend. So they actually share a hospitality space, which is called the club suite. And this is actually the club suite. And here you've got some guests from Alpine, from Aston Martin, Williams, all sharing this, also Haas F1, sharing this space. And you actually have drivers coming up here for their respective interviews. I'm guessing the Mercedes hospitality unit is also in the club suite itself. This is also the F2 practice session right now that has just begun here, and it's going to get noisy, of course, noisier than the F3. And here you've got a big lounging area of the Paddock Club. You've got your race simulators here to race around. You've got a pizza station that serves up some really interesting bites. You've got a champagne and a drink station right here. The DJ has his tunes playing, well, not now, but later for sure. And
I speak a bit about Lecom, the 5, 6, 7. You need to find a good flow, a good rhythm in the score.
That is something nice. You've got Demel, very famous brand from Vienna. And then of course you've got the F1 Club boutique, or rather the clothing gear stations, where you can buy yourself some Alpha Tauri stuff, as well as other racing merchandise. It's like an F1 village, a mini edition. And here you have a station which basically educates the guests of the Formula 1 Paddock Club about sustainable fuels and Formula 1 trying to go carbon zero by 2030, which is an amazing initiative by them. And here, of course, like I said, you have majorly almost all the clothing gear of all the teams that are there on offer. Finally, for those of you who want to have a photo opportunity with the trophies, well, right now they only have the Constructors' Trophy here, along with the Ferrari champagne or the bubbly that is sprayed on the podium after the podium ceremony. And here you've got a station which basically allows you to go out on a photo safari or do a Paddock Club truck tour throughout the weekend. So you've got experiences like the photo safari, you've got the pit lane walk, you've got the truck tour, you've got the support race paddock tour, and yeah, a lot of activities over the weekend, along with the availability of slots for that day. So guys, this was a very quick crash course or rather a walkthrough of how the Paddock Club looks here in Belgium. And this is the other end of the Paddock Club, overlooking La Source. And we actually have, like I said, the F2 practice session going on, and yeah, this is a very amazing view to have of the circuit from here, because you actually have the cars breaking into a second gear from 7th gear, a hairpin, and then they accelerate further, going flat out into Eau Rouge, Radion, and then the Camel Straight. Anyways, more content to follow later, so keep watching this space. So guys, welcome to the F1 paddock, and it is quite a busy Friday because most of the teams are now prepping for FP1, which is to happen in just over an hour. Sorry, I had to cut that video short because I just bumped into Pierre Gasly, and while I was talking to a friend of mine, I had Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris walk by me, so missed them. But anyways, yes, back to the paddock. This is a 2-level paddock, so you've got your engineers center and your debrief and pre-session briefing center here. Further down, you've got the motorhomes and the hospitality area in general for
How are you?
all good for the guests. So yeah, this is the paddock lounge and everything. So quite an interesting layout, a very compact and very busy layout. But anyways, my plan right now and the priority right now is to get as many selfies and get as many photographs and autographs with the drivers. And yeah, so I'll see you guys again very shortly and do a tour of the paddock properly later. So guys, I'm actually down on the lower level of the paddock right now, and very quickly want to talk about this section. Like I said, this is all motorhome and team hospitality for the exclusive guests of the team or the drivers themselves. And here you can see the Ferrari lounge. You can see the Alpine motorhome. You can see the FIA motorhome for the FIA personnel and the delegates. And on the far end there, you've got Williams and Alfa Romeo. I'll actually be doing a walkthrough of this a lot later, but very quickly wanted to show you guys a sneak peek into what is there in the lower level of this paddock section. But yes, this is a paddock lounge, which is a really interesting addition to have in the paddock itself. Obviously, it adds to the overall look and appeal of Formula One exclusive hospitality area for its guests, and yeah, it's quite interesting. Anyways, I'll more in this video later. This is free practice 1, FP1, and incidentally, this is practically going to be a washout. Looking at the conditions right now, it's raining not heavily, but it's a bit too damp for the drivers and the teams to risk too much in this session. Mind you, this is the only practice session of the weekend because it's a sprint weekend, like I said at the start of this video. And whatever upgrades and whatever setup changes you need to make have to happen in this session itself. Now, if the weather is not going to improve in any way, then these drivers will be going into the qualifying later in the day completely in the dark, which basically would leave the teams with a lot of things to do in the 3 qualifying sessions that they have later in the day. Anyways, this is a 60-minute session. We're about 12 minutes into FP1 right now. The weather is actually not showing any signs of letting up. The rain, in fact, you can see it. There's a lot of heavy rain clouds up in the sky, and things could only get worse from here. So I am hoping that we do have some sort of session, if we can, some sort of wet running. There are some streaks of standing water, not too much, but it's a mix of everything. And yeah, as long as the intensity of this rain stays the way it is right now, I think we should be okay for probably a couple of wet runs, a couple of runs in the wet tires for some of the drivers. Let's see what transpires in the rest of the session, but as of now, there's silence on the racetrack. Everybody's come back to the garage after tippy-toeing around the track. So finally we are actually seeing some sort of action on the track, and one of the Ferraris has come out of the pits, probably to do a test run to check the grip levels of the circuit and how things look right now. But yes, not particularly great signs in terms of weather. But let's see how things pan out for the Ferrari. This is the end of free practice 1, and unfortunately there's been very limited running due to the atrocious weather that we have here at Spa. In fact, the situation looks pretty grim. Well, the rain starts easing up whenever I'm shooting a video, but a few moments back it was absolutely bucketing down, and we actually have one of the Ferraris that has run wide there at the bus stop chicane. Anyways, this is now the practice grid starts. Practice starts on the starting grid, sorry. Welcome to the start of qualifying. This is Friday evening. It's 5 p.m. here, local time. Unfortunately, due to the prevalent conditions of the track, the session has been delayed by 10 minutes. Although it's not too big a delay, the conditions will still be quite treacherous for the drivers to navigate around. Looking at the situation, I think it could be starting with wet tires, and then there would be a crossover point for the intermediates. Yes, this qualifying will set the grid for the Sunday race, and mind you, Max Verstappen has a 5-place grid penalty for a gearbox change. That's his 5th gearbox, one extra from the allocation of 4 units that he has for the entire season. Other than that, thankfully the weather is cleared up. As you guys can see up here, there is a part of the circuit that doesn't really have the dark clouds lingering over it, but Spa is such a track where you can actually have a completely dry sector and a completely drenched sector over a course of a lap. So tire choice is going to be pivotal. Ensuring that your car is set up for maximum performance will be pivotal. Track position also will be pivotal, because as the time wears down and more rubber gets rubbered in onto the track, lap times will start coming down. So yeah, it's all about who goes out first and who basically is the last to cross the line at each of the sessions in Q1, Q2 and Q3. Other than that, it's basically a drive based on what data has been collected from the last year rather than this year, because this year we only had, in fact this weekend, not even this year, this morning we only had one practice session, and that too was majorly a washout. So a lot of unknowns going into the qualifying. there would be some sort of testing and some sort of fetching, of the right setup by the teams, even in this session I feel, because they are now in park firming condition, so there's not much that a team can do in terms of setup changes for its drivers. As I speak, there is a little hope of sun coming out through the clouds. You can see the shadows appearing, so there is some sun coming through the clouds, which is nice to see. So guys, here we are just outside the Paddock Club. It's the end of the day. Friday is done and dusted, and I'm basically totally covered in my rain protective gear because of the incessant and irregular rain that we've been having at the circuit. And of course, since I'm out in the open now, this is the truck tour that we are going to head out on very soon. Going around the circuit, doing a tour of the track, and we'll have some ex-race car drivers talking about the turns and how to navigate through this 6.7 kilometers long circuit, the Spa-Francorchamps. Also, there on the far side, we got Daniel Maresne, Jackie, Jan Ockmer, and Marcel Kiefer. They are the Mercedes F1 esports team. Really cool to see them here at this weekend. Hopefully, I'll try and get a selfie of them. And yeah, it's been quite an eventful day. I've been having some issues with my DJI Mic. Hopefully, it should get sorted once I'm back and working out on post-production. So let's see how things go there. Anyways, yes, the rain has kind of let up for now, and soon enough we'll be heading out on the truck tour, and I will be covering that from my place here. We actually have 3 trucks. That will be 1, 2, 3, 4 trucks, 5 trucks I think. Yeah, 5 trucks. They'll be going in formation. Oh, 4 trucks, sorry. 4 trucks going in formation. And yeah, will be an interesting tour of this circuit. So the time right now is 9 in the evening, actually 9:10, and my pickup back to Aachen is actually on his way. He's just about a kilometer away from where he needs to pick me up from, but obviously there is a heavy load of traffic in and around the circuit as expected. So while I make my way back to Hotel de la Source, where he dropped me today morning, I just wanted to do this small video from the circuit itself. So I'm actually walking back from where the parking used to be, or where the parking is for the F1 personnel, and this is actually the support race paddock right here. And yeah, I'm walking back to turn 1, which is last source, and there I'll meet my friend, and we'll go through the tunnel, back up, short hike to Hotel de la Source, and hopefully we should be seeing or meeting our transfer there. Been quite an eventful day, hectic day of course, and I'll talk more once I get back to my hotel room. But yes, it was quite a weather interrupted and rain-filled day here at Circuit the Spa-Francorchamps. I'm back in my hotel room here in Aachen. It's been quite a messy day at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. The rain played havoc for most of the time, and I was having to protect myself from the elements with my jacket and my bag cover for my backpack, and it was not really one of those enjoyable days that I've had at Belgium in the past. Anyways, was able to visit the paddock and also have a quick run through the support race paddock. Of course, it was not much that I could show you guys, more of teasers from everything, but hopefully over the next couple of days I should have more time to show you guys something extra, or other things in more detail and more up close. So yeah, let's see how things pan out. And yeah, it's been quite an eventful day. Like I said, this was a sprint weekend, and or rather this is a sprint weekend, and today we had the Friday practice and the Friday qualifying. Max Verstappen, despite all the challenges that he faced, almost getting knocked out in Q2, in P10, and just scraping through, and he was still able to grab pole position. Of course, he won't be starting on pole from on Sunday, because he has that gearbox penalty, 5 place grid penalty, so that will basically push him down to P6 for the Sunday. But we've got Charles Leclerc, who was P2 and will inherit pole position now. Will be interesting to see how Charles is able to excel from there, because he has Perez on the front row with him, followed by Carlos Sainz right behind him. So it's going to be quite an interesting race come Sunday, and yeah, let's see how things pan out and how it all transpires over the next couple of days. But anyways, P1 is the best place to start from. You've got a clear track in front of you, a clear visor should it start raining, and Charles is pretty quick off the line, so I'm guessing he'll be able to do quite a good job come Sunday. Anyways, I was able to get a few selfies and get a few autographs. You guys would have already seen that in this video, and yeah, I need to shower now because I'm feeling smelly and stuffy right now. The time is 11:35. Unfortunately, the restaurant downstairs is shut. There is no room service. I will actually have to see if I can find some restaurant that can deliver some food to me. If not, then I'm sleeping hungry. But yes, such are the days at the Formula 1 Grand Prix weekends, and you have to just rough it out and enjoy the weekend, because that is what we do. Motorsports is love, and that's our passion. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed whatever I could show you guys today. I'm really sorry if I could not show you more, but yeah, the weather was playing spoil sport for most of the day. But anyways, I hope things improve, although tomorrow the signs are equally ominous. I'm still hoping that we have better weather conditions than what we had today. But yes, I'll try my best to bring you more content over the next couple of days. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you for all your support over the years. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. This is Kimmy Yanks signing off from Aachen City. This was the Friday experience from the 2023 Belgian Grand Prix. Take care, guys. Stay safe, and see you all very soon.